This girl brilliantly plans her escape from her husband, a severe psycho, who tortures her every night and beats her without reason. Initially, she endures everything, but at some point, to escape that hellish life, she jumps into the sea. And from then on, the twist of the story begins to unravel. Will the girl truly escape her psycho husband and return to a normal life, or will she sink into the deep abyss of the ocean? Let's find out together. The story begins with a girl named Laura, who is on a beach with her husband Martin. They appear to be a happy couple, but this is not the reality. Behind her husband's beautiful and innocent face hides a terrifying monster, which you will soon see. Their house was right by that beach. That night, they were going to a party. Laura wore a white dress, and Martin said, "I thought you'd wear a black dress tonight." So Laura went to the party wearing a black dress, which was Martin's preference. At the party, Laura was talking to some of her friends when Martin gestured for her to come over. Laura asked, "Was I being social among everyone at the party?" Martin replied, "Yes, you were." Then they returned home and were intimate. The next morning, as Laura was having breakfast, Martin called her into the washroom. The hand towels there weren't in the correct position, so Laura apologized. Martin said, "Don't let that happen again." Martin was the kind of person who always wanted everything to be prim and proper in front of him. He liked everything to be well arranged and well maintained. He had no interest in what Laura wanted or liked. Afterward, Martin went to the beach where a neighbor was working on his boat. While chatting, the neighbor told Martin, "Your house is very beautiful, and I saw your wife on the balcony today. She's also very beautiful." Then he invited Martin and his wife to go boating that night. Martin agreed to the neighbor's invitation and returned home with a smile. But upon arriving home, he started beating Laura very badly. It seemed as if a terrifying monster had entered him in an instant. Martin suspected his wife was having an affair with the neighbor, which is why he agreed to go boating with the neighbor. Martin was very suspicious of Laura. He always wanted to control her. Because of this, if Laura made even a minor mistake, she would be severely beaten. Living with such a psycho, Laura was sinking into depression day by day. She couldn't understand what she should do now. She was not at all happy in her life. Martin was such a psycho that he did whatever he thought was right. To him, love meant expensive gifts and intimacy. That day, Martin brutally beat Laura and then left for the office. Afterward, Laura stood alone on the beach for quite some time, deeply saddened. As she left, she broke the lights on the lampposts along the beach. We'll find out why she did that a little later. When Martin returned home from the office that day, he brought Laura a bouquet of flowers and a dress. He made her wear the dress, then he himself took it off and was intimate with her again. Yet, he never once apologized for his behavior. Laura hated this life, but she was forced to endure everything. Then Martin told her, "Today we're going boating with our neighbor." But Laura didn't want to go because she couldn't swim. Martin insisted, "You don't have to worry about that. The sea is very calm today." With that, he forced Laura to go with him. They then got on the neighbor's boat and went out to sea. Suddenly, a terrible storm erupted. Martin and the neighbor tried their best, but they couldn't control the boat, and at one point, Martin fell into the water. The neighbor pulled Martin back onto the boat. Then Martin looked around and saw that Laura wasn't on the boat. This meant Laura had drowned, but she couldn't swim. Martin then took the Coast Guard and searched extensively for Laura, but she was nowhere to be found. Only her life jacket was recovered. Martin realized Laura was no longer alive. He believed she had drowned in the deep sea. Martin was very sad because Laura hadn't wanted to go on the boat, and he had forced her. So Martin blamed himself for Laura's death. The next morning, Martin arranged Laura's funeral, but he still couldn't believe Laura was dead. On the other hand, we see that Laura is actually alive. Although she didn't know how to swim before, she secretly learned without Martin's knowledge. So, that night, when Laura fell from the boat and the neighbor was pulling Martin up, Laura seized the opportunity and jumped into the water. She then swam to the beach. We had earlier seen Laura breaking the lights on the beach. She did this so she could tell which direction her house was from the sea. While Martin was searching for Laura in the sea with the Coast Guard, Laura secretly went to her house, where she had already hidden some clothes and money. She quickly changed her appearance so that no one would recognize her. Then, she threw her wedding ring into the toilet and flushed it away, quickly leaving the house. Laura had been planning her escape for a long time, but she hadn't found the right opportunity. She knew that if she ran away without telling Martin, he would find her no matter what. That's why she faked her death, which made Martin believe she was gone forever, so there was no question of him looking for her. After escaping Martin, Laura moved to a distant city. She rented a house and found a job within a few days. She also changed her name from Laura to Sarah. Laura was incredibly happy there, finally free from that psycho. She had a neighbor named Ben, a very funny guy. One night, Laura was secretly picking apples from Ben's tree when Ben showed up. Laura apologized and left the apples there, but Ben felt bad about it. So he gathered the apples and brought them to Laura's house, and that's where a good friendship blossomed between them. Ben told her he was a drama teacher at a local college. Meanwhile, one day, Martin received a call from a girl who was Laura's friend. Laura and she used to practice swimming together. Hearing about Laura's death, she called Martin. Martin initially thought she had dialed the wrong number because Laura didn't know how to swim. But the girl clarified, "Yes, it's true Laura didn't know how to swim, but we trained together, and she became a very good swimmer later on." Hearing this, Martin grew suspicious. He went home and started searching Laura's belongings, hoping to find some evidence. Suddenly, he cut his hand, causing a lot of bleeding. As Martin was cleaning the blood in the washroom, he saw Laura's wedding ring in the commode. Martin then clearly understood that Laura wasn't dead. She was alive and had tricked him into escaping. Realizing this, Martin went mad with rage. The very next morning, Martin went to the nursing home, where Laura's mother lived. He asked the in-charge to speak with Laura's mother, but the in-charge informed him that Laura's mother no longer lived there. 6 months ago, Laura herself had come and discharged her mother. Hearing all this, it became clear to Martin that Laura had been planning her escape for a long time. Back with Laura, a strong friendship gradually developed between her and Ben. However, one day Ben proposed to her. Laura wasn't looking to get into a new relationship, so she declined Ben's proposal, but their friendship remained as before. One day, while dancing, they grew very close to each other, and Ben wanted to be intimate with Laura. But suddenly, Laura was reminded of her past life and stopped him. When Ben asked her why, Laura didn't reveal anything about her past. Ben got a little angry and left, but the next day, after much thought, Laura went to Ben's house and told him everything about her past herself. It turned out that after hearing everything, Ben accepted her. He even promised to stay by Laura's side forever. Meanwhile, Martin located Laura's mother, who was blind. Martin knew Laura would eventually come to see her mother, so he waited at the nursing home. On the other hand, Laura told Ben she missed her mother dearly and wanted to see her. Ben cleverly helped Laura change her look by giving her a mustache, transforming her into Brand Sarah. Laura then went to visit her mother, unaware that Martin was already waiting for her there. Laura told her mother that she had left Martin and explained everything about him. Laura also mentioned that she had found a new friend, a drama teacher at a local college. Meanwhile, Martin was talking to a staff member there. Martin told him that Laura was his younger sister, who had run away from home and married someone else, but he had now accepted it. He wanted to be informed if Laura ever came to visit her mother, because he wanted to surprise his beloved younger sister. A little later, he returned to the room. Laura's mother thought perhaps a staff member from the nursing home had come. Seeing only Laura's mother alone in the room, Martin left again, and that's when Laura came out of the washroom. Laura narrowly escaped Martin's grasp this time. A little while later, Laura left the nursing home, and shortly after, Martin was also leaving. Just then, the receptionist called out to him. "You said to let you know if anyone came to visit Laura's mother. No one has visited Laura's mother in the last 6 months. But today, a young man came to see Laura's mother, and he was alone. He just left." Hearing this, Martin rushed outside, but by then, Laura was gone. Martin realized that it wasn't a man but Laura who had changed her appearance to visit her mother. He then went back to Laura's mother and told her he was a police officer, and that Laura's husband was looking for her to kill her. He said he would kill Laura wherever he found her, so she should tell him Laura's address so he could save her. Hearing all this, Laura's mother became extremely frightened, so she told him, "I don't know Laura's address, but Laura told me she has a friend who is a drama teacher at a college here." After hearing all this, Martin tried to kill Laura's mother, and just then, a nurse came in. So he leaves without killing Laura's mother. He then goes to the college where Ben works and finds him shortly after. As Ben is leaving the college, Martin starts following him. Ben goes to a fair and meets Laura there. Ben and Laura are very happy together. Martin watches them from a distance and gets incredibly angry because his suspicions were correct. That day, Martin follows Laura all the way to her house. Later, while Laura is showering, she notices the towels in the washroom are arranged exactly as Martin used to keep them. Seeing this, Laura gets extremely scared, so she checks the entire house but can't find anyone. Then she sees that everything in the cabinet is neatly arranged, just as Martin used to tell her to keep them. This frightens Laura even more because she realizes that her psycho lover Martin is now near her. Laura, in fear, tries to get out of the house, but just then, Martin comes up behind her and surprises her. Martin congratulates Laura for deceiving him and making a fool of him for so long. Just then, Ben knocks on the door. Martin tells Laura, "Tell him to leave. If you tell him about me, I'll shoot you." So Laura is forced to open the door and tell Ben, "I'm very tired today, so I'm going to sleep now. I'll talk to you in the morning." She closes the door, but Ben, seeing her, realizes she's in deep trouble. So Ben suddenly breaks down the door and lunges at Martin. However, Martin is very strong, so he beats Ben badly, causing Ben to lose consciousness. Then, the psycho Martin forces Laura to dance with him and even returns her wedding ring. He wants Laura back, so he can beat her again. But suddenly, Laura hits him, causing his gun to fall from his hand. Laura picks up the gun, points it at him, and tells him to leave. But Martin refuses to go. He says, "The phone is right in front of you. You can call the police if you want, but remember, even the police won't be able to separate you from me." Laura then picks up the phone and calls the police, saying, "An unknown person attacked my room. For self-defense, I shot him with his own gun, and he's dead. Please come quickly." Saying this, Laura continues to shoot Martin repeatedly, which kills him on the spot. Laura runs to Ben and hugs him. After that, they wait for the police to arrive, and the story ends with such a scene. Love is indeed beautiful, but if the person who loves you is a psycho lover, your life will become like hell even while on Earth.